Hi there viewers, I'm the Extraordinary Tourist, and here we are today in my studio. What I thought I'd do with this video is try to give you a typical example of my work day in my studio when I have a deadline of trying to get a painting done. Now obviously I can't just film the whole day and post that online because that would be too long, but what I thought I'd try and do is at various points throughout the day just record a bit of video updating you on where I'm at with my painting, and hopefully by the end of today I'll have a completed painting. So to get started, today is Sunday the 16th of September. It's just after 11 AM and I haven't done any work at all with regards to the painting that I'm going to do, other than perhaps thinking of an idea. I haven't started any sketches or anything like that. All I know at this stage is that it will definitely be a cat painting, because for my auctions, eBay auctions on Tuesday, I like to have two paintings. One must be a cat painting and one can be of anything else of my choosing. And as I've already done a dog painting this week, the other one has to be a cat painting. And the reason for that is that I know my cat paintings have the highest chance of selling, so if I manage to sell one painting a week, it's more likely it's going to be the cat one. And the second painting, if that sells, that's good, but it's not as critical if the cat painting sells. So that's where we're at, and right now I'm going to get on with doing some sketching. So I'll see you in the next update. It's actually a very cold and rainy day outside my studio, and as you can see I've put this beanie on to try and keep my head warm, because it gets very cold in here when it's cold and windy outside. You might even be able to hear the rain in the background. But we'll keep going, and the cold will make it a bit harder to keep motivated, but we'll try. Anyway, it's now 12:08 PM, about an hour after I started, and I've been doing some sketching, and I'll just show you what I've come up with. I had an idea right from the start that I wanted to do a cat sitting on a jetty looking at a fish jumping out of a bucket. The weather's getting a bit wild out there, but anyway, I'll show you what I've got and how I've gone. So this is the sketches I started out with. As you can see here, I've got pretty much my cat sitting on a jetty, bucket here, and a fish, and a seagull sitting on one of the posts in the background. That was just my general idea. Then I've got this picture here, which is just trying to put more detail into the cat and try and work that out. Over the page, I wasn't particularly happy with that position, so I tried, after trying another go at that, I tried a different sort of position here, and you can see I've turned the body of the cat around to make it a bit more dynamic and a bit more sort of interesting and lively. That wasn't going quite how I wanted though. I can't wasn't getting this front leg and this leg how I wanted it. So over the page again I did another sketch here, which is kind of getting the leg in place, but it wasn't quite right. So over here I did like a really small sketch just to try and get the positions all right, and it was getting there. So after that I did this sketch here. I'm actually pretty happy with that, and I think I'm going to base my artwork on this particular sketch. But I was thinking maybe rather than have it so flat, I wanted it so that you could perhaps see the water in the bucket here. So I went a bit further to try something else and sort of tipped the whole thing forward a bit so you could see the bucket here and you could see a bit of the water in it. But I really didn't like this. It doesn't really sort of fit in with the style of my other cat paintings, which are generally sort of fairly flat planed and facing straight on. You don't get a lot of perspective in it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with this sketch here and work that up to a painting. I'll probably work on the background a bit more. I've got like a fishing rod there and one of the poles of the jetty there, and this line going across is perhaps the railing on the jetty. But I'll probably work that out a bit more once I draw it onto my canvas. So that's what I've done in about an hour. The next stage now is to set up my canvas and get things ready to paint. It's now a few minutes after 1 PM, and as you can see I've got my sketch drawn onto my canvas. I've done some of the red elements of my underpainting, and I'm getting ready to add my yellow. You might notice I've got a jumper on now. It's still getting colder out here and it's raining quite a bit, but we're getting somewhere, so that's good. One of the many pitfalls of working for yourself is trying not to get distracted. And I went away to have my lunch, and while I was having my lunch I decided to turn the TV on, and on the TV was a Foo Fighters concert live from London's Hyde Park. So I thought I'd stay around and watch that for a bit, and now we're about an hour and a half later. It's 2:30, 2:45, and I'm still where I was when I left you last time, so hopefully I can still get this thing finished today, but if not, I'll finish it off tomorrow morning.
the AFL when you can't wait before the rugby league. That's very similar, isn't it? Yes. Streaming or texting you. Ray has said that he may have saved
It's around about 3:15 now, and as you can see I've got my main colour scheme down. The overall picture here is going to be a blue-white sort of a painting to give it that sort of beachy, nautical, sort of seaside kind of feel. And I'm about to go on another break, which is not quite the sort of sit down and do nothing break. Every 2 days I spend an hour sort of exercising, lifting weights and that kind of thing, just to keep me fit, because I tend to spend too much time sitting in front of computers and stuff. So that's what I'm going to go off and do now. Do my whole keep fit routine, and then in about an hour's time I'm going to come back and resume work on this. It's now around 5 PM and I've decided to quit for the day. It's not usually a good idea to try and force yourself to paint if you're at the point where you don't really feel like doing it, and that's pretty much where I am now. This painting's doesn't need to be finished until Tuesday anyway, so given that this is Sunday, that gives me Monday to get it finished, and there's probably only about half a day's work in it anyway, so that's pretty much me for today, and that's for this video. That's a day spent with me in my studio.